Welcome to today's top news stories from around the world. From the besieged streets of Ukraine to the halls of power in Beijing and the rebuilding efforts in Lebanon, we're covering the stories that matter.
The conflict in eastern Ukraine continues to escalate, with Russian-backed forces launching deadly attacks in the Donetsk and Kharkiv regions overnight. At least 14 people, including innocent civilians and children, lost their lives in these senseless acts of violence. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the attacks as vile and accused Russia of deliberately targeting first responders. This latest surge in violence comes on the heels of US President Donald Trump's demand for Vladimir Putin to cease hostilities. President Trump has threatened severe sanctions against Russia if peace is not achieved. However, efforts to negotiate a peaceful resolution have been complicated by recent tensions between President Trump and President Zelensky. The situation in Ukraine remains fluid and dangerous.
Across the globe, tensions between the United States and China continue to simmer. During the annual two-sessions political meeting in Beijing, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi emphasized China's desire for cooperative relationships. However, he also issued a stern warning to the Trump administration regarding its ongoing pressure tactics on trade. Amidst ongoing trade tensions, Wang urged dialogue and negotiation to resolve conflicts, including the crisis in Ukraine. Despite calls for diplomacy, China's military budget has seen a significant increase, reflecting the country's growing assertiveness. This military buildup is fueled in part by concerns over US and allied military activities near China's borders.
Chapter 3: Rebuilding Lebanon, a long and costly road. In the aftermath of the devastating 14-month war with Israel, Lebanon faces the daunting task of rebuilding its shattered infrastructure and economy. The World Bank estimates that the cost of reconstruction will reach a staggering $11 billion. Public financing is expected to cover between $3 billion to $5 billion of the reconstruction costs, primarily focusing on critical infrastructure projects. However, the remaining $6 billion to $8 billion will need to come from private investment, a significant challenge given the current economic climate. A US-brokered ceasefire brought an end to the large-scale fighting in November 2024, but tensions persist over the continued Israeli military presence in southern Lebanon.
Chapter 4: Greenland's Choice. Independence or status quo. Tonight we take you to Greenland, the world's largest island, for a special report on a pivotal moment in its history. This Arctic territory, long under Danish rule, is grappling with a growing independence movement, fueled in part by President Trump's unexpected expression of interest in acquiring Greenland. This controversial proposal, while dismissed by Denmark, has sparked a debate about Greenland's future and its relationship with both Copenhagen and Washington, D.C. For many Greenlanders, particularly the indigenous Inuit population, the upcoming vote on independence represents a historic opportunity to take control of their own destiny. Greenland's strategic importance, both militarily and economically, cannot be overstated. The outcome of this vote will have far-reaching implications for the future of the Arctic and beyond.
That's all for today's top news stories. It's more important than ever to stay informed about the events shaping our world and to engage in thoughtful dialogue about the challenges we face.